Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Well, let's continue on my CD collection. Today, I am press 1 reviews. Welcome back. Okay, let's not waste any time. Let's look over my CD collection. So, one of these. I have at least about half of rock and roll, half of basically jazz, and a little bit of just one pop music. There will be a couple more pop music and rap. I mean, what do I want to say? I'm just really not talking right now. I'm just really lost my voice right now. Okay, anyway, we have my rock and roll, pop music, and a little bit of jazz music, which I actually bought or basically have someone recently give me as a gift, or just basically just random CDs I actually got from some music stores. But who cares? Let's basically start off. Okay, so let's basically put these up here and show you the first pile of this. Okay, this one's actually quite a favorite of mine, so I was very happy to get these with you from the Jazz Festival. We have two albums of Nicole Fortune. We have her first album. This is The Beginning, and this is Not Forgotten. So let's basically start with the Forgetting. I don't want to take it out originally because you already see the cover already. This is her first ever album, and this is probably her best of all time originally, because one of her songs is actually probably far good originally, especially with the song name You're So Sweet. I can put it right next here. My finger right here. I guess I'll give you a closer look of how the CD looks. And they go, oh, well, Eric, it looks like a bootleg. Well, eventually it's not. This is her first album. And get used to it, because she has made tons of albums. If you go to her website, it's called, what's her website called? www.nicoleblues.com. It's actually a pretty well considered website for her. Basically, not just basically, she does travel a lot around recently, promoting herself versus being herself recently to, I guess, oh, how can I say? I'm just not really talking right now. I'm just really just lazy. She's very well considered a good singer originally, but she's very well considered rock and roll artist. So she has very well considered music. But yeah, if you really want this, if you want her basically CD, go to her local website. And then we go to her second album. I think this is probably her second album. Yes, second album. Not Forgotten. This is actually one of her best originally of all time. And for what it's worth, definitely worth picking up on her official website. So usually I got these for about $15, because this was actually a promoted CD that she was selling at the Jazz Festival a couple of years ago, I think originally. Because every year originally in Texas we usually have festivals, rock concerts. Originally, just a little amount of rock concerts that promote this basically. Have a couple of artists recently to come around to just play some good music on stage into the Civic Center. And yeah, definitely worth to pick it up if you are a jazz person or whatever. You just basically CD collector. I will say originally these things, I got these originally for dirt cheap originally for $15. You could go to her website and they're probably like the same price as this originally. She basically sells these originally for $10 originally for each of her albums which is to sell. So she had made like probably like 3 separate albums of this, and naturally quite into core with what it is originally. But I kind of like these kind of music because I like jazz originally, because I love smooth jazz music, but I also love smooth R&B music. So what's the harm of that, Richard? So yeah, Nicole Fortune. Definitely worth if you want to pick up. I will show you. I will put the website links in down the list. I'll put the website link. I'll put the website on the description, so you can definitely check that out. And I'm pretty sure you can basically find her originally on the website if you can, Richard. But it's not really hard to find these, Richard. You never go to a local. You have to go to her official website, Richard, to pick these up. I actually got these, Richard, from the concert, and I was very happy, Richard, to pick these up. So. If you want these, better get them. Whatever. Next up, we have another jazz album I picked up at, from the Jazz Festival a couple of, well, basically end of the month. And I have to say, this is just a sample of the base of this album, and you probably know what it is. It is the Denton Arts and Jazz Festival music sample album. Yeah. So it's just basically samples of different artists with their different songs. So you're not really missing much. And if we open it up, so we just got the nice, cool artwork of the disc, of the listing of the songs and the artists, and we got a little booklet. I'm just not really talking right now. My voice sounds very eerie in this morning, but I'm just basically trying to really keep it. So anyway, we have a nice good digital book. So I'll keep it a little bit closer so you can see it. Like so. Spread out to 10 tracks. And yeah, pretty awesome, good stuff. In case you didn't know why I got this for sure, I got this from the Jazz Festival in Denton. Originally, Denton is basically originally doing performance for festivals and stuff like that, and they're very well originally would sell a lot of pretty well interesting stuff, especially when they sell nice, good food. And you know how jazz festivals are always alike. They're very well committed. Friendly, family, friend community to basically just spread the entire basis of just have a good time and have a wonderful evening in certain events. So definitely worth something Richard to actually remember by. And I actually picked this up originally at the end of April. They do it every April originally on the 27th to the 29th. They would do a festival for a group of artists to come by and actually play some music for fans or family or friends to just be around the crowd and just enjoy it, which is pretty well fun and actually a great rich way to spend time with family and friends. And for what it's worth, it's pretty well awesome festival. I've been there so many times as a kid and as an adult. I enjoy it every single one of the festivals as it comes by. So yeah. I will probably do a video of the Jazz Festival to give you properly what it looks like, but it will probably be next year until I find myself a better quality camera to give you guys properly how the festival is, but that'll be a whole nother ball time. Okay, next up we have none other than Yankovic. I guess you call it Pulhat? I don't know how you pronounce it. Pulhat. Album. This is probably his, I think it's fourth album? Yes, his fourth album. And this came out in 2003. So this is a year old. Now let's look at the base of the songs. And if we open it up. Nice artwork of the disc. You probably want to see what's on the back of it. Like so. Way out from the music itself. I haven't really got around to listen to his other music from portraying other artists, but he's pretty well interesting guy, Richard. But I'm not really a big fan of his work. But I have basically looked over his music over the years, and usually it's just very well interesting because he's pretty well a funny cat, Richard. just basically write about other artists' songs. And he doesn't tend to steal, well, basically steal their lyrics, but he also steals basically their, their music beats, which is pretty obvious that it's centered for what it is. Another picture of Rampage. Let's listen to buzzing on different songs so that I can get a closer look. Sorry about my light, it's so hard to get a nice glare. Just shut up. Yeah. So, pretty cool. Yeah, Will Ackridge. I might will come back originally get his other albums, but it all depends on the money itself. So, there you go. Next up, we have none other than. Now, I wasn't entirely repentant knowing there was actually volumes of this album, but I could not resist actually got this, which I got this a couple of years ago, which it's been that way, which I don't know, I can't even remember. But we have WWE, what should I call it, WWF Music Volume 5. Now, this one's actually pretty much a different type of, actually, I guess the WWE, we call it, music, far more different than the other private premium music. This is actually Volume 5, which I got originally, so I didn't know there was other volumes of this, which until I was finding out originally. Exclusive, they actually did a couple more volumes of these albums. So, but I have Volume 5 which of this, so I was trying to key on basically getting it. And when I saw it originally, I was thinking, okay, yeah, I might get it if it's good. I mean, I do like the artwork of the. I do like the artwork of the cover itself, so it's pretty interesting. And then we have this and stuff. In case you haven't noticed, I really don't like the song "Pie." I mean, it's not a bad song. It's just it's just kind of a weird song, but most people like it. I personally was okay. I think it was okay, but to give it what it was, and here's a picture of just nothing but just the stage of the wrestling stage, I guess you call it. And you probably know what's this orange thing. This is actually a plastic, some kind of thingy that protects the CDs originally. So yeah, you've probably done seen these before originally a couple of years ago. I saw these originally when they were first announced being published, and they used to be protected CDs and shit, but they usually be so easily break off because once they are like attached towards the little plastic thing, it's kind of odd to see that originally, but you don't see these anymore originally. I guess they stopped making these originally because they knew originally these things were not going to be functionally work originally. So I actually tried these out originally, and they were fine originally in most CDs, but you know, for what you get, what you pay for. And then we look at the booklet itself. I really like the booklet because it got different kinds of wrestlers. You got Triple H. I don't know, like these. I know some of these wrestlers, like The Rock, Triple H, and the whole bunch, but I stopped watching wrestling a long time. You got China. You got what's her face? I can't remember what's her face. I can't remember these wrestlers. You got Xena, whatever you call it. Xena, whatever you call it. I'm going to open it like this. And you have, I guess, Eddie Fredo, that's what you call it? Yeah. That's what you call it? Yeah. And on the back, more wrestlers, guys. So yeah, pretty cool. I saw this wrestler probably for dirt cheap. I think it was probably new, and this came out in 2001. Yeah, 2001. So this is probably this came out like a year, probably like years ago, and it was pretty well selling it very fast for some people. For some people who can't tend to listen to wrestling, to watching wrestling, and actually listen to their theme music. But for what it's worth, I wasn't kind of keen on this based on this album. But I thought it was pretty interesting. So yeah, I'll probably get a couple of volumes of this soundtracks. But I don't know. The whole time until if I have money or shit. Next up we have one of I kind of enjoy, and this is a very old school version. This is a very old school album, and I'm surprised actually they still continue selling this for dirt cheap. We have Spider-Man, the Rock and Roll Confessions of a Superhero, the 25th Anniversary Edition. And you probably can see it. This is the 25th Anniversary Edition. Freaking cool. This is actually this is a 1997. I think no 1970 album based on the base of the Spider-Man comics. Not only does you have this kind of like the old school rock and roll music, but you also get a narrator. You also get a narrate of the comic book from Stan Lee. So that was pretty cool. When I saw this, I was pretty kind of keen on want to buy it, and I was thinking, well, I don't know. I never kind of listened to old school music, but I like to listen to the narration of Stan Lee, of him reading the story of Spider-Man, how he got his spider power from the spider bite, wherever. And he actually would come across with him doing half the story of how Peter Parker met Gwen Stacy, and how she basically died from her death. So, pretty well interesting. So, basically we got a nice picture of Peter and Spidey glancing towards in the mirror. Pretty cool. And on the back, it listens with 23 songs. You also get different narrators. You probably can't see it, if I could get a little bit closer. Damn you, Logitech camera! You don't have no focus lens. I don't know why that is. You have a little bit narration from Stan Lee himself. Yeah, if you basically look at the front spine right here, you have Stan Lee's brand name on it, on the front cover. And if we open it up, this straight, pretty well pretty well awesome design of the artwork. And then, if we open up the disc itself, we have a nice picture of a black and white photograph of Peter and Spidey. And you probably look at the thought balloon. It says, like the fighting both sides of the mirror. So, that's what it's called. Like fighting both sides of the mirror. Pretty cool. I do like this artwork, because this is actually pretty much explains how how Peter Parker's life is far different than when he's became a nerdy Spider-Man, became nerdy and become a vigilante superhero in the comics. And then when we go to the booklet, it's a ton of info of how this album was based on releasing. And this is a 1970 album. This is a year old. This is actually the 25th anniversary. And we could probably give you nice information of the book. So you have. I was kind of finding it odd about this artwork. I was kind of thinking, well, it looks like somebody actually paint a guy's face to make it look like a Spider-Man mask. I mean, that's kind of a way to try to really try to explain how which Spider-Man was supposed to be actually wearing a mask. But I don't know, I kind of like it. It's pretty well interesting. I do like the costume, by the way, which I like the costume, which is like to have that old school Spidey logo with the nice stripy web designs. But it's pretty odd, to see this this face painting. It looks like they tried to face painting the guy's face, and that's what looks like the mask. But for what it's worth, it's pretty awesome. So yeah, awesome album. I should let you know, Richly, this is they still continue making these. I got this picture at Walmart a couple of years ago, and I don't know if they still continue selling this album, but you can probably find it dirt cheap, Richly, in certain album stores you can find. If you can, Richard, because like I said, they put out so much of these albums, Richard, and I had no idea if they actually still continue selling them. So, if you want it, you better get it, Richard, because like I said, this is actually the 25th anniversary. I probably will get maybe the 75th anniversary, or probably the 100-year anniversary, or what we should call it. I'm sorry, my voice is sounding a little eerie and scratchy, Richard, from basically not sleeping right. I have slept virtually just about 8 hours of sleep. And next up, we have a nice really jazz music. I personally enjoy. It's a little bit of both jazz and rock, so you kind of compare with it, but it has a pretty well good music in the background, especially I personally enjoy. We have Sansom Jam. Now, this is actually not as a bootleg CD. This is actually his first, I think this is probably his ever album actually being released recently. It's pretty well considered a good album, and I kind of enjoy it, especially one song. What was it? Every Day I Have the Blues, which I can put down here, right here. Every Day I Have the Blues. It's pretty well awesome, good song. And jump it up. My voice sounds very deep. We have another picture of himself, and he probably wants on the back. This is basically just a tamper, little paper sleeve, paper, whatever you guys call it, thingy. This is basically, it's not a booklet, so just maybe not so much. We have another picture of him where the base of the song on it. You just probably can tell they are kind of linked together. There we go. There we go. Something like this. There we go. Same like I do like the fact which they have this one visibilized. This one makes it a nice bluish disc, which is pretty, you don't see that much in many CDs in the cases. The only difference is that the name itself on the top is a little tilted, so you can't tell which if you turn this way or that way. So yeah, but pretty cool. I love some jazz, which I like to pick up some more jazz music. Very kind of obscure jazz music, but I love this album. I think it's pretty well good. I think pretty interesting. And I have something to do, so I'll be right back to listen to. I guess we should. Like I said, I'm just not really curious, basically, picking up conservative music. But anyway, that's how it is. Anyway, got a nice digital book. Once again, it's a poster board of conservative stuff. If we open it up like this, it's like a poster. It's like, oh, look at it. So, open it up. Yeah, a listings of, where are we going? Yes, we have a listing. Okay, I'm back. Sorry with the late. I saw a spider on my wall. I have to basically take that spider out for some reason. But anyway, let's move right along, because we got a couple more seeds to get along the other way. And I'm looking at the time, and I think I'm wasting so much time. So, anyway, we have Sunson 41, Crank. This is actually their second album. I don't usually listen to punk rock and roll music, but for what it's worth, it's pretty well kind of interesting. Most of the time, I'm not really a punk rocker, like I said before. I'm not a punk rocker to listen to all these punk music and all these very extreme heavy metal music, but you know, for what it's worth, I do enjoy listening to some pretty conservative music I never listened to and actually want to pick up. So yeah, this is actually Sun 41, Crank's second album, and for what it's worth, it's pretty well interesting. So we got the back. Listen to it. I like the artwork of the album itself. Pretty cool. I do like the artwork. I'm just not really big critics of the album itself. And then we got another artwork. There's nothing more I can say about it, which is just it's a beautiful artwork. And just pretty interesting to listen to. I guess we should. Like I said, I'm just not really curious, basically, picking up conservative music. But anyway, that's how it is. Anyway, got a nice digital book. Once again, it's a poster board of conservative stuff. If we open it up like this, it's like a poster. It's like, oh, look at it. So, open it up. Yeah, a listings of, where are we going? Yes, we have a listing of all the music lyrics. You probably can't see it, but they're so tiny. It's kind of like a map. That's what this is referred to. It's like a map. That's pretty interesting. And when we first back, it's got nice artwork. It feels like a map, Richard, for some reason. like you're actually really this place. But I kind of enjoy that originally. It's kind of like so yeah, pretty interesting. I kind of like it originally. I do like it, but yeah, like I said before, I'm not big of a punk rocker music kind of guy. I just like all kinds of music, because like I say, I just enjoy some good classic music, even if it's on soundtrack music. I enjoy listening to that. So yeah, song 41. Oop, I think I went backwards. Song 41. Crank. Very awesome music. Next up, we have another pop music. We have another I can't even speak right now. We have another interesting rock and roll music album. We have New Found Glory, Callous. This is actually probably the least album I ever listened to, and probably the least I would ever listen to again, because I was kind of keen on basically wanting to pick this up, but I never got a chance to understand what New Found Glory was basically about. I knew originally they were a pretty interesting group, but for what is I've been listening to, it's pretty obvious that not everyone likes New Found Glory. I personally think they're okay, originally rock and roll group, but you know, it's just they have their own kind of thing, originally. But for given for what it takes, originally, you probably can. I mean, I can see it actually is the music list on the back. It's just basically written in Tangan Orange. You probably can't see it, but get a nice closer look. Yeah. But I do like the artwork. I think it's pretty well cool version. I do like this artwork version. Especially really like I said, I like the artwork. I'm just not really big fans of the I can't even speak right now. Certain albums that really have no consecutive of songs that I pretty much listen to. But I do like the artwork version. That's the kind of thing I love. And we have nice, awesome artwork of the CD and the booklet itself. I'll show you the booklet. And then we open it up. We have a bunch of the group just doing different poses and whatever. I actually think this one's kind of funny. The way this guy is trying to choke it to death. And when you look at where I'm going. There we go. There we go. And you have this guy, Richard, just shock and agony, Richard, like, oh my god, we're gonna die. It's like you actually his birth. But yeah, pretty interesting. I actually enjoyed that very much. Pretty well silly offer, but pretty much. Then we have a booklet, another lyrics booklet, and it has different kinds of artwork. I especially like this version because this is actually a pretty cool version. Because I like that version. I think it's pretty cool. More artwork. In case you haven't noticed, this is all lyrics. Like I said before, there are some booklets will give you lyrics, and some of them will just basically give you just the info of the song of the artist, how they wrote it and everything, how they actually special thanks version and everything. And then we have a picture of the New Found Glory group. Like I said before, I'm not in the chords of punk music, but punk rock music. But for what it's worth, from Albert Levine, from the rest of the other pop artists, which is punk artists music, it's pretty well contended originally for what it is. I love this originally. I love this. I love this picture background. I love this picture. This is actually, you see him on the drums, and he's basically just on the computer. Looks like he's basically standing there, and he's standing on the book, so that's pretty cool. You probably can't tell which if that's a cat or a dog, but it's both. They're both pet bulls. So yeah. And we have another picture of them, which is just, I guess, strolling along. I guess whatever. So yeah, pretty cool. I do like the fact version for what it's worth. I like this kind of art. I like the artwork version stuff because, like I said before, it just amused me, very amused me. So yeah, definitely pretty interesting. So New Found Glory, Callous, definitely worth picking up. I think it probably retail version for probably like maybe $12, which they $50 for this album if you can find it. So yeah, I mean, like I said before, I'm not quite a base of punk rock music. So last up, we got finally. I know a lot of people know about this album so much, and there's nothing really explains about. We have Spice Girls, Spice World. Yeah, you probably didn't notice I was very conservative pop music. Well, I am. This is actually the first ever album. This is actually the first ever CD I ever bought when I got my first ever CD player. Like I said before, I wasn't really coercive of CDs most of the time. I was more into the audio cassettes. You know those cassette tapes, and you just place it on the cassette player and just have to rewind it and all that stuff. But I really want a CD originally, and I want a CD player for my own self. So I saved a bit of money to actually buy my own CD player and actually buy my own CD album. And this was it. This was the Spice Girls. So I didn't have the first album. I didn't have the first album because I wasn't a big critic of the first album. But I like the second album because it got Spice Up Your Life, Stop, Too Much or Nothing, everything. But for what it's worth, I kind of like the album. I mean, a lot of people don't like Spice Girls. Most people enjoy them. Me personally, I just love the Spice Girls. I don't know why. I guess because since as a '90s fan, as a '90s kid, which grew up in the '80s and '90s, I personally enjoyed listening to their album. I mean, like I said before, the '90s was really just my time of year, just watching cartoons, listening to very simple music, watching certain movies and whatnot, and have certain merchandise and whatnot stuff, which I actually remember. But yeah, I personally enjoy originally. So, like I said before, this is the second album. This is the back of the Spice Girls. You got Scary, Posh, Baby Spice, I think Sporty, and I can't remember what the other Spice's name is. The one with the red head right here. I can't remember really rename these versions, but I know originally like Sporty, Posh, Baby, and Scary originally. So yeah, and it does come with a booklet. Lyrics, but for some reason I accidentally tore off the paging of the booklet, so I got a little bit half of the song of it. So yeah, I really don't really much. And we got the disc itself. I'm surprised it didn't still play for some reason. I'm probably will listen again. Anyway, we got a nice picture of the Spice Girls. So pretty cool. I might will get the first album and the last third album. Hopefully, if I can find it somewhere in Denton, but yeah, awesome right up. Okay, so let's basically put all these CDs together, like so, and that's all my pop, rock, and a little bit of jazz CD collection. And I'll probably get a couple more versions of these because I enjoy liking to listen to this stuff, especially for jazz, because I love jazz. I love soft music of jazz, I would love to get more versions of that, But I got a couple more around this, so we're going to maybe have to do this into probably like 4 parts. So basically, we already did part 1, we did part 2, this is part 3. So look for part 4 of my final and actually done with of my CD collection. And hopefully you're probably good. So I'm looking at the time. Yeah, I went over much of the time, so we probably have to do this another part. So look for part 4 of my CD collection. So to them, this is Aaron. Thank you for watching, and sayonara. Get used to it because she has tons of albums. If you go to her website, it's called, what's her website called? www.NicoleBlues.com. It's actually a pretty well considered website for her. Basically, not just basically, she does travel a lot around recently, promoting herself versus being herself versus to, I guess, how can I say? I'm just not really talking right now. I'm just really just lazy. She's very well considered a good singer originally, but she's very well considered rock and roll artist. So she has very well considered music. But yeah, if you really want this, if you want her basically CD, go to her local website. And then we go to her second album. I think it's probably her second album. Yes, second album. Not for Forgotten. This is actually one of her best original of all time, and for what it's worth, definitely worth picking up on her official website. So usually I got these originally for about $15 because this was actually a promoted CD that she was selling originally at the Jazz Festival a couple of years ago. I think originally, because every year originally in Texas we usually have festivals, rock concerts. Originally, just a little amount of rock concerts that promote. Just basically have a couple of artists originally to come around to just play some good music on stage into the Civic Center, and yeah, definitely worth originally pick it up if you are a jazz person or whatever. You just basically CD collector. I will say originally these things, I got these originally for dirt cheap originally for $15. You could go to her website and they're probably like the same price as this originally. She basically sells these originally for $10 originally for each of her albums originally to sell. So she had made like probably like 3 separate albums of this, and actually quite intercore with what it is originally. But I kind of like these kind of music because I like jazz originally because I love smooth jazz music, but I also love smooth R&B music. So what's the harm with that originally? So yeah, Nicole Fortune, definitely worth if you want to pick up. I will show you. I will put the website links down in the. I'll put the website link. I'll put the website on the description, so you can definitely check that out. And I'm pretty sure you can basically find her originally on the website if you can, but it's not really hard to find these, which you have to go to a local. You have to go actually great rich way to spend time with family and friends. And for what it's worth, it's pretty awesome festival. I've been there for so many times as a kid and as an adult. I enjoy it every single one of the festivals as it comes by. So yeah. I will probably do a video of the Jazz Festival to give you properly what it looks like, but it will probably be next year until I find myself a better quality camera to give you guys properly how the festival is, but that'll be a whole nother ball time. Okay, next up we have none other than Yankovic. I guess you call it Full Hat? I don't know how you pronounce it. Full Hat. Album. This is probably his, I think it's 4th album? Yes, his 4th album. And this came out in 2003. So this is a year old. Now let's look at the base of the songs. And if we open it up. Nice artwork. I'm looking at this. You probably want to see what's on the back of it. Like so. Way out from the music itself. I haven't really got around to listen to his other music from Portugal and other artists, but he's pretty interesting guy, Richard. But I'm not really a big fan of his work. But I have basically looked over his music over the years, and usually it's just very interesting because he's pretty a funny cat originally. He just basically write about other artists' songs, and he doesn't tend to really steal basically steal their lyrics, but he also steals basically their their music beats, which is pretty obvious that it's centered for what it is. Another picture of Rampage. I was listening to buzzing on different songs, so I can basically get a closer look. Sorry about my light; it's so hard to get a nice glare. Shut up. Yeah. So, pretty cool. Yeah, Will Yankovic. I might will come back originally get his other albums, but it all depends on the money itself. So, there you go. Next up, we have none other than. Now, I wasn't entirely repentant knowing there was actually volumes of this album, but I could not resist actually got this, which I got this a couple of years ago, Richard. It's been that way, which I don't know. I can't remember. Go to her official website, Richard, to pick these up. I actually got these, Richard, from the concert, and I was very happy, Richard, to pick these up. So, if you want these, better get them. Whatever. Next up, we have another jazz album I picked up at, from the Jazz Festival. A couple of basically end of the month. And I have to say, this is just a sample of the base of this album, and you probably know what it is. It is the Denton Arts and Jazz Festival music sample album. Yeah. So it's just basically samples of different artists with their different songs. So you're not really missing much. And if we open it up, so we just got the nice, cool artwork of the disc, of the listing of the songs and the artists, and we got a little booklet. I'm just not really talking right now. My voice sounds very eerie today, eerie in this morning, but I'm just basically trying to really keep it. So anyway, we have a nice good digit book. If I keep it a little bit closer so you can see it. Like so. Spread out to 10 tracks. And yeah, pretty awesome, good stuff. In case you didn't know why I got this for sure, I got this from the Jazz Festival in Denton. Originally, Denton is basically well-versed in doing performance for festivals and stuff like that, and they're very well-versed in will sell a lot of pretty interesting stuff, especially when they sell nice, good food. And you know how jazz festivals are always alike. They're very welcoming, friendly, family, friend community to basically just spread the entire basis of just have a good time and have a wonderful evening in certain events. So definitely worth something which you actually remember by. And I actually picked this up originally at the end of April. They do it every April originally on the 27th to the 29th. They would do a festival for a group of artists to come by and actually play some music play some music for fans or family or friends to just be around the crowd and just enjoy it, which is pretty well fun and remember. But we have WWE, I should call it WWF Music Volume 5. Now this one's actually pretty much a different type of I guess the WWE, we call it, music, far more different than the other private premium music. This is actually Volume 5, which I got originally, so I didn't know there was other volumes of this until I was finding out originally. Exclusive, they actually did a couple more volumes of these albums. So, but I have Volume 5 of this, so I was trying to key on basically getting it. And when I saw it originally, I was thinking, okay, yeah, I might get it if it's good. I mean, I do like the artwork of the I do like the artwork of the cover itself, so it's pretty interesting. And then we have this and stuff. In case you haven't noticed, I really don't like the song "Pie." I mean, it's not a bad song. It's just it's just kind of a weird song, but most people like it. I personally think it was okay, but to give it what it was, and here's a picture of just nothing but just the stage of the wrestling stage, I guess you call it. And you probably know what's this orange thing? This is a plastic, some kind of thingy that protects the CDs originally. So yeah, you've probably seen these before originally a couple of years ago. I saw these originally when they were first announced being published, and they used to be protected CDs and shit, but they usually be so easily break off because once they are attached towards the little plastic thing, it's kind of odd to see that originally, but you don't see these anymore originally. I guess they stopped making these originally because they knew originally these things were not going to be functionally work originally. So I actually tried these out originally, and they were fine originally in most CDs, but for what you get, what you pay for. And then we look at the booklet itself. I really like the booklet because it got different kinds of wrestlers. You got Triple H. I don't know, these. I know some of these wrestlers, like The Rock, Triple H, and the whole bunch, but I stopped watching wrestling a long time. You got China. You got what's her face? I can't remember what's her face. I can't even remember these wrestlers. You got Xena, where we got Xena. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Well, let's get you on my CD collection. Today, I am Press 1 Reviews. Welcome back. Okay, let's not waste any time. Let's look over my CD collection. So, one of these. I have at least about half of rock and roll, half of basically jazz, and a little bit just one pop music. There will be a couple more pop music and rap. I mean, what do I want to say? I'm just really not talking right now. I'm just really lost my voice right now. Okay, anyway, we have my rock and roll, R&B, pop music, and a little bit of jazz music, which I actually bought or basically have someone recently give me as a gift, or just basically just random CDs I actually got from some music stores. But who cares? Let's basically start off. Okay, so let's basically put these up here and show you the first pile of this. Okay, this one's actually quite a favorite of mine, and I was very happy to actually get these with you from the Jazz Festival. We have 2 albums of Nicole Fortune. We have her first album. This is The Beginning, and this is Not Forgotten. So let's basically start with the Forgetting. I don't want to take it out originally because you already see the cover already. This is her first ever album, and this is probably her best of all time originally, because one of her songs is actually probably far good originally, especially with the song name You're So Sweet. I can put it right next here. Next finger right here. I guess I'll give you a closer look of how the CD looks. And they go, oh, well, Eric, it looks like a bootleg. Well, eventually it's not. This is her first album. And